If you understand English but struggle and freeze when you speak, watch this whole conversation. If you understand English but struggle and freeze when you speak, watch this whole conversation. Because what I'm about to tell you might completely change the way you learn English. Hey, English learners! Welcome back to another Speak Smooth English podcast. I hope you're doing great today. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever watched an English video and understood almost everything? Have you ever listened to a podcast and felt confident about your English? But then someone asked you a simple question in English, and suddenly your mind went blank. You knew the words, you knew the grammar, but you couldn't speak. If that sounds familiar, don't worry. You're not alone. Millions of English learners experience exactly the same thing. And today, we're going to talk about why it happens and, more importantly, how to fix it. The first thing you need to understand is this. Understanding English and speaking English are two completely different skills. Think about it this way. You can watch football every day. You can understand all the rules. You can know everything about the game. But that doesn't automatically make you a great player. Why? Because watching is different from playing. And in the same way, listening is different from speaking. Many learners spend hundreds of hours listening to English, but they spend very little time actually speaking it. That's why they understand a lot, but struggle when it's their turn to talk. Now let's talk about another common problem: fear. Many learners are afraid of making mistakes. Before they say anything, they start thinking, is my grammar correct? Am I using the right word? What if I sound stupid? What if people laugh at me? And while they're busy thinking about all these things, the conversation moves on. Here's something important to remember. Native speakers make mistakes too. They forget words, they pause, they repeat themselves, they correct themselves. Perfect English does not exist. The goal is communication, not perfection. So stop trying to sound perfect. Focus on expressing your ideas. Now, let me share one of the biggest secrets to becoming a confident speaker. You don't become confident and then start speaking. You start speaking and then become confident. Confidence is not something you wait for. Confidence is something you build. Every time you speak, even if it's uncomfortable, you're training your brain. And little by little, speaking becomes easier. Another mistake many learners make is learning individual words instead of complete phrases. For example, don't just learn the word busy. Learn phrases like, I'm really busy today. I've been busy all week. Sorry, I'm a little busy right now. When you learn complete phrases, your brain can use them much faster during conversations. This makes speaking more natural and more automatic. Now let's talk about something that can dramatically improve your speaking: shadowing. Shadowing is simple. Find a podcast, video, or audio recording, listen to one sentence, pause it, then repeat the sentence out loud. Try to copy the pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation as closely as possible. Don't worry if you don't sound perfect. Just imitate. This exercise trains your mouth and your brain to work together in English. Many advanced speakers use shadowing regularly. Another powerful habit is talking to yourself in English. I know it sounds a little strange, but it works. Describe what you're doing. Talk about your day. Explain your plans. Share your opinions. You don't need a speaking partner to practice speaking. You can start right now. For example, today I woke up at 7. I'm going to work later. I want to improve my English this year. Simple sentences practiced consistently can create huge improvements. Here's another tip. Record yourself speaking. Most learners avoid this because they feel uncomfortable, but that's exactly why you should do it. When you listen to yourself, you notice your mistakes. You notice your pronunciation. You notice where you hesitate. And once you notice these things, you can improve them. Remember, you don't need to speak English for hours every day. Even 10 or 15 minutes of focused speaking practice can make a huge difference over time. Consistency is much more important than intensity. And finally, stop comparing yourself to other learners. Everyone learns at a different speed. Some people learn faster, some people learn slower. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. If you're a little better today than you were last month, you're making progress, and that's what matters. So, if you understand English but freeze when you speak, here's what I want you to remember. Your problem is not a lack of intelligence. Your problem is not a lack of potential. Most likely, you simply need more speaking practice. Speak before you feel ready. Make mistakes. Learn phrases instead of isolated words. Use shadowing. Talk to yourself. Record yourself. And keep going. Because every confident English speaker was once a nervous beginner. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, keep practicing, keep learning, and most importantly, keep speaking. I'll see you in the next Speak Smooth English podcast. Take care and have an amazing day.